This is a time of grave strategic risk for Australia, and there's no sign of that abating. So we know that there will be strategic shocks, whether they're related to war or economic crises, natural disasters, climate change, threats to social cohesion. It's not a matter of whether these will happen, but when and how. Preparedness is an essential way for a middle power with finite capabilities to do the best it can to be ready for those shocks and to be resilient when they occur. It's important to look for best practice internationally. There's no one perfect template for Australia. Every country is different. So why Finland? Finland is the gold standard that has done an extraordinary job of building cohesion, of building internal cooperation and integration with the private sector, with national service, with stockpiling, with education, to protect its interests against the great power on its borders, Russia, but also against the whole range of threats in the 21st century environment.
The Finnish approach to resilience has been shaped by its geography, geostrategic position, and historical experience. Of these, the historic experiences have probably been most influential. As the eastern part of the Swedish kingdom, Finland was a frontier land. And after the independence, Finland fought 2 wars against the Soviet Union. These wars really proved both the necessity and power of harnessing all the relevant capabilities and resources in the society towards national defense. So if Australia determines it needs to enhance national resilience by applying whole of society thinking to preparedness, Finland is actually a very good source of inspiration for this. The Finnish approach to preparedness is truly holistic, covering the entire supply chain of each critical functions. As a practical example, the food sector in Finland not only considers production, distribution, and retail, but also how communities and individuals can prepare for disruptions. In other words, it covers everything required to put meal on the table, from the farmer to the consumer. Moreover, the approach covers all production inputs required, for instance, the availability of critical chemicals such as fertilizers and pesticides. So this approach was called the total defense approach. It has since been broadened to cover the whole of society. The model is currently called comprehensive security model, and it is guided by the security strategy for the society, which states that the vital functions of society are safeguarded in collaboration between authorities, the business community, organizations, and citizens.
So please read the paper and challenge your skepticism about whether Australia can learn from a small democracy on the other side of the world. I think in many ways the northern lights of Finland's national security policies and mechanisms and history can be incredibly useful for Australia. And there's more convergence than we realise. Finland has a small population but a large territory. It's deeply reliant on maritime shipping routes for its security, for its economy, for its communications. And there's a fundamental convergence in democratic values and principles across the two societies. Read the paper and I look forward to your feedback.